video, we will deploy Jenkins on AWS EC2. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have logged into my AWS Management Console. Let's search for EC2 in the search bar. Here you will see a list of AWS regions. These are the data centers located around the world, and it's up to you to choose which region you want to launch your instance in. So I'll go ahead with the Mumbai region. And here, this is the EC2 dashboard where AWS give you an overview of your existing instances, security groups, snapshot, load balancer, elastic IPs, and etc. Now let me click on instances, then click on launch instance. Let me give the name of this instance, let's say Jenkins. Then you need to choose a AMI, and this is the operating system for your instance. You can browse the full catalog, but we will go with the one from the quick start. So I'll choose this Ubuntu. AWS will then ask which version of Ubuntu you want. Always select the one marked free tier eligible, otherwise AWS will charge you. Then instance type, I'm selected T2 Micro, which is under free tier eligible, and this instance type vary in terms of CPUs, memories, and the pricing. Then we have a key pair, and this is essential for logging into your instance using SSH. So basically a key pair consists of a public and a private key which you download. Using this private key, you can securely log into your instance and never share this private key to anyone. So I'll just create a new key pair. Let me give a name to my key pair. Let's say Jenkins. Login. Choose the key pair type, RSA format. Use .pam if you are on Linux, Mac, or Windows 10, 11 using CMD. Use .ppk if you are using PuTTY on older version of Windows. Let me click on create key pair, and the file will be downloaded automatically. Then just configure the network settings. Make sure your instance will receive a public private address, so it should be enabled. Then it will create a new security group for us, allow SSH traffic from anywhere, and also enable the HTTP traffic from the internet. Then we have to configure the storage. So by default you will see an 8 GB GP2 root volume, which is fine for now. Now let me click on launch instance. So your instance will up and running in a few minutes. Let me go to view all instances. Let me refresh. It will take some time. Let's wait. The status check is done now. Since I am using Windows 11, I'll just open my CMD. And type the command SSH -I for interactive. Then copy the path of your PAM file. So my PAM file is in the download folder. Let me just copy the path and paste here. Then the host name or the username. So go back to your instance. Inside this instance, just click on connect, and here you will see your host name or the username. In my case, the host name is Ubuntu. Let me just type Ubuntu @ and copy the public IP address of this server. Then press enter. Then type yes. So I have logged into my EC2 instance. So the first thing you need to do after logging to your server is to update and upgrade all the packages before running any command, so that you are up to date. Whenever you download something, you will get the latest version of the package. So just type the command sudo apt update It's done. Now we will upgrade the packages. Sudo apt upgrade -5 prompt, then enter. I will pause this. It will take a couple of minutes. Now we will move to the super user. Right now we are using Ubuntu. Just type the command sudo su and then enter. Now we are the root user. Now let's go ahead and install Jenkins on the Ubuntu virtual machine. So within the Google, let's just type Jenkins download. I'm just going with the first search, which is the download and the deploy Jenkins. We have two different releases in Jenkins. We have a stable LTS version as well as a weekly. So LTS is a long-term support release with focus on the stabilities and the security. It is going to receive bug fixes and the security update for the extended period. So compared to this, the weekly release are nothing but a frequent release with the latest features and bug fix. It's more suitable for those who are seeking the most up-to-date version, but potentially less stable, less secure. Select whichever you want. Just scroll down. It gives you a lot of options for both LTS and weekly release. And want to deploy this in a public cloud like AWS, Azure, GCP, etc. You can choose the option as well as. Let's see the hardware and the software requirement. Click on it. You can see the minimum hardware requirement and the recommended one. Now I'm just going to go ahead with the LTS one, and it has a couple of commands. It is going to download Jenkins key. It is going to verify the public key, and it is going to update the packages and install Jenkins as well as. Before that, Jenkins required a Java installation in order to run. The thing is, you need to know which version of the Java needs to be installed. Okay, let me scroll up. And you have an option installation of Java. Let me open this in a new tab. And here I see the command. Let me just copy this command. And as I have already logged into my virtual machine as a root user, I'll just type those commands and press enter. It's take a couple of minutes. Just prompt yes here. I'm going to pause this. You can see the Java installation is done and the version of JDK is 21. Let's go back to our Jenkins installation command. So this is my Jenkins installation command. Let me copy those commands and paste here. Let me first clear this and now copy those commands and paste here. Press enter. Prompt yes. So it take couple of minutes, so I'm just going to pause this. So my current version is not expected kernel version. So let me just reboot this, reconnect to my servers. Now let me go back to my super user. And again, let me just copy those commands and paste here. I hope this time it will work. So yeah. So you can see the Jenkins is already installed. Let's check the status of the Jenkins by just typing the command. I will do just say, okay, I'll just do system ctl status Jenkins. Here you can see the status should be active running, and if not, then see the logs by just typing. Let me exit from this, and to see the log, you just type. Sorry, let me just. Yeah. So to see the logs, just type the command journal ctl -u Jenkins. Let me just exit from this. Here this first. Now go to the instance UI. Here I just want to allow 8080 port to my security group. So for that, let me go to my security, then click on go to security. Right, I just want to add one more for the Jenkins. So by default Jenkins is accessible at 8080 port number. Let me add it inbound role. Then click on add role. So the type is custom TCP, which is code. Now the port number 8080, and the source is anywhere. And, and yeah, good. Like save rule. Let's go ahead and log into the Jenkins. So Jenkins is available on the port 8080. So make sure it is open in your VM as we have done. Then simply type here http colon slash, then type the IP address of your server. Let me copy this and paste here. Then semicolon, then colon 8080. Hit enter. So I am able to access the Jenkins URL. The first step is to unlock Jenkins. So for this, the path is given where you will find the password. So just copy this path and go back to your terminal and just type cat and the path, then press enter. So here you can see the password. So this is your initial admin password. Copy this password, go back to your UI and type here. Then click on continue. So the next step is to ask you to install the plugin so that you can extend Jenkins with the additional feature. So we can select different types of Jenkins. So if you are not sure which plugins you might require, you can just go with the suggested plugin, which are most useful if you go with generic Java based project. Click on install suggested plugins. It will take some time for the installation. So the plugins are installed. The next step is going to create the first admin user. So let me use admin as a username, and the password is, let's say, okay, confirm password, then write your, and for the full name I'm just going to use code cloud. Oh wait, and for the full name I'm just going to use code cloud admin, and for the email address, let's say admin @example.com. Let me click on save and continue. So now you have to give a URL on which Jenkins is reachable. I'll use the public address of my EC2 instance along with the port number 8080 like this. So this URL is used to provide root URL for various links which are created in Jenkins. So make sure that you update the settings within the Jenkins whenever you update your URL. Okay, for the time being, I'm just going with the default one. Click on save and finish, and your Jenkins is ready now. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Bye bye.